In this movie, we'll talk about how to share a finished MP4 file in iMovie. So, when you're done working on your iMovie project and ready to share the finished product, one of the things you can do is look at the handy Share button in the top right corner. This button gives you a number of different icons for sharing to different platforms. You can also find this menu by going to File and Share. Now, if you know you're using a specific platform like YouTube or Facebook, feel free to select the appropriate option. But to get a high-quality copy of your movie, you're usually going to want to select the File option. From this menu, you can set the title of your movie, apply tags, and select whether you want to export both video and audio, or just the audio from your project. Below that, we have 3 different settings that are going to determine the size and quality of the finished movie, as well as the time it's going to take iMovie to render the file. Keep an eye on the estimated file size indicator here underneath the preview window as we configure these options to get an idea of how much storage space the shared movie will take up. The bigger it is, the longer it will take iMovie to render. A good rule of thumb is that the render is going to take at least the same amount of time as the runtime of the movie, which you can see here. And if you have lots of effects or select a high resolution or quality setting, it could take several times as long. So let's do a quick comparison. You can see here, as I select resolutions from lower to higher, that the file size increases. Moving forward with 720p selected, because that's going to be enough for most people in most cases, we'll go down to quality. Once again, lower quality results in smaller file sizes, and the file size gets bigger as we move up to high and then ProRes, which is an archival quality format and results in the finished file being an MOV instead of an MP4. Finally, with high quality selected, let's look at compression. With faster, it's going to take iMovie less time to render your video file because it won't spend as much time compressing it, resulting in a larger file size. The better quality setting will result in a longer export time for your movie, but a smaller size for the final file. We'll continue forward with faster selected right now because I'd rather it take less time to render the movie file. We're also going to make sure the Add to Theater box here is unchecked, because what this does is create an additional copy of the file to add to the iMovie Theater folder, and we don't need that right now. So with our options selected, we can go down here and hit the Next button, which will then bring up a window allowing us to select where the file will be saved. You can also rename the file here. I'm just going to save this to my desktop with the default file name and hit Save. As the file begins to export, you'll see an activity indicator here in the upper right corner of iMovie, which you can click to get additional information. You'll also notice that 2 files have appeared here on the desktop. One will become our finished movie, and the other is only used during the export process, so it will disappear when that's complete. Now that the export is complete, you can see we're getting a notification that the share was successful. And here we have our finished MP4 movie file, ready to be uploaded or transferred to wherever we need it.